Hello and welcome to the Flipping Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. So I got a question. When is the best time of the day to cold call? So a couple things. First of all, this is something that I believe a lot of people are using as a crutch or as an excuse not to cold call. Well, I need to know when the best times. The truth is, jeez Louise. The truth is, the best time you call is whenever you call. There are better times. I'm going to tell you what they are, but the truth is, um, um, if you're calling any time of the day consistently, you're going to get results. There are better times. One second. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. Um, okay. Sorry. So the best time I think that has been shown to cold call is dinner time, right? So late afternoon, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. that kind of thing. But having said that, there are people who will never answer the phone during dinner, and there are people who only answer the phone in the morning, and there are people who only answer the phone in the middle of the day. So the second best time after dinner time, and remember that's in the time zone that you're calling, is lunchtime. So 12 to 2. Those are the best times to both cold call and to text. Those are the times when people answer the most. Usually they're not engaged in their business and they can answer. But if you say I cannot call during those times, I promise you, you can still get leads if you call during other times, because there are people who will answer the phone other times. Also, you don't know very often if the phone number you have is a landline or a cell phone. No, but it says on the thing. It's not always right. So the truth is, if you pick any 8 hours of the day, waking hours, I say don't call after 10 p.m. and don't call before 8 a.m. So what do we got there? We got eight. You got about 12 hours of, let's say, waking hours. I'd say 8 a.m. where it's not rude to call. So 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., maybe 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. So you got 11 hours. Pick any 8 hours in those times to call. If you're calling during those 8 hours, you will get connected to people. Again, I always recommend people use a predictive dialing system. So call tools, Ready Mode or Mojo, something that's going to dial multiple numbers and then connect you when you connect. But you call anytime, you will get connections and you will speak to people and you will hopefully get some leads of people that are interested in selling if you're calling from any kind of decent list. But if you need best times, late afternoon, so maybe 5 to 8 is probably the best time, and then the second best time is maybe 12 to 2. That does not mean that you could only call those times. And the reason I say this is because I know people who literally have been told me I'm meaning to cold call, but I haven't done it yet because, and then there's some kind of thing, well, I can't call during the best times. Call anytime, right? You really can call certainly 9 to 9 p.m. for sure. You're not going to piss people off unless you're doing it on Sunday and you call early. But during the week, you can call 9 to 9 p.m. You can even call 8 to 9 p.m., although some people get pissed off if you wake them up early, if they're late risers. But nevertheless, you're going to piss people off. You're going to piss people off no matter what. You're going to piss people off at the best time of the day and dinner time. Why are you calling me during dinner? You're going to get that for sure. Remember that, and I say this to people because people don't believe it. Whatever list you buy, whatever list, you're going to skip trace that list. Majority of the numbers are going to be wrong numbers. Majority of the right numbers are going to be people who don't even have a house. Majority of people who have a house are going to be people who don't want to sell. Majority of people who want to sell are not going to sell to an investor. Majority of people who want to sell to an investor are probably not going to sell to you. So you've got to understand this is a huge funnel of a lot of shit that you have to sort of siphon down to get to some leads that turn into appointments, either on the phone, either virtually or in person, and then make offers and buy properties. It is a huge funnel, very wide funnel. You're going wide. Even if you have an incredibly stacked, great list, you've got to understand the skip tracing process is not perfect. It's far from perfect, right? Good skip tracing company is going to give you 5, 6, 7 phone numbers for each person. Most people don't have 5 or 6, 7 phone numbers. So a vast majority of those numbers are wrong numbers, right? There's somebody who used to live in a house. There's somebody with the same name. So you have to understand that a big, big chunk of what you're doing is funneling out crap to get to the good stuff. And that is a long process, not an easy process. It's a painstaking process. It's a process that comes with a lot of rejection. A lot of people tell you to drop dead. People are going to scream at you. I've had people threaten me. I'm coming to your office. I'm like, I'll give you my address. Because nobody's coming to my office, right? I'm going to call the police on you. Nobody's calling the police on you. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm going to call the state attorney general's office on you. Whatever, every stupid consumer protection. I've got everybody told me they'd call me. Nobody calls, right? And if they do, who cares, right? I called, the guy said he didn't want it, I don't call him again. That's it. So You've got to understand it's a lot of negativity. And what people do is when they start, sometimes they call and then everybody says, I want full price, right? Somebody working here called someone for house in Elmont. The guy who says he wants 1.2 million. Yeah. It's not worth 1.2 million, right? It's probably not worth 600,000. And we probably can't pay more than 400,000. So we pay a third of what he said. So what does that mean, right? And if you call and 10 people tell you, I want $1 million for the house, and all these houses are worth 300,000, it just means that you got to call more people. It just means you got to funnel out the crap to get to the good stuff. That's what it means, right? Now, it's hard to do that, right? Because our brain doesn't work that way. Our brain says, well, if I'm trying something new, and the first 10 people I connected to all told me to drop dead, they all said something like, did you see a sign in front of my house? I'm not selling my house. I get people saying, where would I go if I sold my house? How do I know where you're going? I just want to know if you wanted to sell. So you've got to understand that our brain works in the way that if the first 10 people we connect to all tell us something negative, we think, well, the whole list is bad. Well, everything's bad. Well, this doesn't work here. It doesn't work for me. And the truth is, you got to do this for months, right? I would say at least a month, probably more than 1 month to even get the hang of it, right? To even get in the gist of it, just to get to figure out what's going on. So I don't want to make the person feel bad who gave me this question. It's not a bad question. It's just that sometimes these questions are really just fronts for excuses, right? So I get people who tell me things like, well, where's the best place to get a business card? And I'll say Vistaprint. But that's ridiculous, right? You don't need business cards to do this business. I'll get questions like, how do I build the buyer's list first? And I say, don't build the buyer's list first. And they go, well, I saw this guru from Phoenix who said you always want to do reverse wholesaling, which means I want to find the buyers and give them what they want. It doesn't work in New York, right? And maybe it works other places, I don't know. But here, you don't want to do that. And it's just an excuse, right? An excuse to push off doing the hard stuff. The hard stuff is talking to sellers, having people yell at you, getting rejected, learning how to have a conversation, figuring out what a good call is. That's hard. It takes time. There's no shortcut to it. I promise you, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Remember, first 4 years I did this, I didn't market at all. I bought properties at auction. I renovated them. I wanted to be Tarek El Moussa from Flip or Flop. That was my dream. But after I've been doing this, so when I started and I had money coming in from deals that I was selling, and I had 4 years technically of experience, full time, and doing part time for another 9 years, I didn't know how to talk to people, right? And even now, I'm not perfect at talking to people. I have friends that are 10 times better at talking to people. So it's a skill that you get better at, and getting comfortable with it is really important. But again, there's 2 million things you can do before actually getting on the phone, right? You can get business cards, all the things I just said before. You got to just get on the phone. It doesn't matter what time. Get on the phone. I mean, not too early where people are getting pissed, and not too late where you're going to wake people up, but get on the phone and use a script and start telling people, asking people if they want to sell. That's really it. That's the whole business, right? Asking people if they want to sell, and then hopefully getting a few to say yes. So I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com or learntoflipandwholesale.com. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any media channel, please click the thumbs up. Please keep the comments coming. I post 5 times a week. I very often have no idea what to talk about. Your questions give me topics to discuss and let me answer your questions, which is the whole point of this channel. I don't make any money off this channel. I do it to help people because there was no channel when I started. I wish I had a channel like this when I started. It would have been very helpful to me. So keep the questions coming. If it's a simple answer, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's something I've covered recently, I'll send you a link to a video. If it's something I haven't covered in a long time or never covered, I'll do a brand new video on it. So thank you very, very much for watching.